Hey guys, what the heck is up? Welcome back to my channel and to another freaking video. I feel like it has been so long since I updated you guys on anything weight loss and GLP-1 related. I think I mentioned to you guys in my last update, I think it was my 2-year mark with weight loss and GLP-1s, that I was going to take a break from updating you guys on a month-to-month basis in my journey. The reason for that was just because I've been doing this for so long. My weight loss, although still consistent, slower, symptoms the same, and I just felt like I was talking to you guys and saying the same thing over and over again without adding too much. But what I thought could be a fun little check-in is doing a couple questions. I make weight loss content here on YouTube, but I also post almost daily about it over on TikTok, so I get a bunch of different comments here and there about it. So I thought it would be a good way to like still connect with you guys on it without maybe being so like mundane in my update. So I wanted to hop on and do a Q&A today on my GLP-1 journey. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. So the first question that I got was something I've addressed in other videos, but we've had some changes in our telehealth provider. So that is a big change in my life, and also a question of where I fill my medication. I recently switched over to Amble, which I will have linked down below. I'm not required to talk to you guys about them here on YouTube, but I wanted to let you guys know, like, that's who I switched over to recently. There is no bad blood with my old provider by any means at all. They were an incredible physician for me for a year and a half, I want to say. So if you got medicine with them as well, like, nothing has happened that makes me say like don't use them. I just have switched, so of course with that I have a new link for the provider that I'm using. One of the main reasons for my switch was cost. Amble has some of the lowest cost semaglutide I've ever seen in my entire life here on the internet. They have it at like $179 for just a 1-month supply. If you commit to like a year though, I think it's $130 a month without insurance. Like, that's crazy to me, because I remember when I started my journey, I was paying so much money for like a month's supply of it. And so when I saw that, I'm like, I love that, but also I wanted to let you guys know that as well. So if you want to check them out, phenomenal. The enrollment process for me was so easy, all telehealth based, super convenient. And I've always preached this. I'm like so big into not recommending or using physicians that just hand this medicine out like it's candy. It's an incredible tool, but we need to make sure we're being safe and regulated with it. And they are approved and they're just legit. They have all the right questions, and the questionnaire was so easy. There's doctors you can chat with, all of the good stuff. So they're linked down below, and that is where I have been getting my GLP-1 medication from since you and I last spoke. They also are in all 50 states, so that's fun as well. My next question is, do I have any concerns with hair loss? And that is something that I did experience in the first few months of my weight loss journey. I feel like when I was losing, like, I remember 1 month specifically in the beginning of my journey, I lost like 8 pounds in a month, which is the most I've ever lost in a single month. And I did notice around that time that my hair had been falling out. It has stabilized since, but I've mentioned them again, I'll have them linked. Anything that I like use as a resource in my journey, I'm gonna link for you guys, because why would I share it and not like tell you where to get it? There's a company called Ploom, and they have a supplement called Mania that I've been taking pretty much daily, and that helps with my hair as well. I feel like my hair actually is at like one of the healthiest points it's ever been. I also started taking bone broth, which I know is really good for you. I don't know if there's any correlation with that in hair, but I take Mania and I've been drinking bone broth, and I just feel like skin, hair, all of that has been so healthy. But it was definitely something that I experienced in the beginning of my journey. So if you are as well, I think that it should level out at some point in your journey. A good question, and I think these questions are so funny. I get questions a lot about drinking with GLP-1s, and I always preface these questions with like, I'm not a provider, so when I'm telling you this is just me staying true to myself and transparent. I'm not advising you to do this. So if you drink and you're like, I saw a girl on YouTube said she did it, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you it's okay. I'm telling you that I've done it, yes. One time though, again, transparency here. There was one time, few months into my GLP-1 journey, I did my shot, and then I went and had mimosas. Because I had done it before and it was fine. I threw up that day. And not because I drank too much, I only had a couple mimosas, but I did throw up, and it sucked. So outside of the time that I threw up, I have drank. I feel like with the medicine though, something else to consider. Like, I don't know if this person who asked the question is taking the shot and is curious if they can do it, if there's just like, I don't know where they're at, if they've tried it, anything like that. I only threw up the one time, but I also just noticed that I just don't have the desire to drink. I don't know if that's because I'm becoming more of a homebody as I get older, or if it's the medicine or what that is. A lot of the times, the first like year or so of my weight loss journey, I hardly touched alcohol. I still don't drink a ton. Like, I could not tell you the last time I got drunk, but I crave espresso martinis. Like, I love a good happy hour with my friends or a glass of wine on a Friday, and so I've never experienced the throwing up again. I drink very socially and it's never affected me. Again, I can't tell you if it's good or it's bad, but personally, outside of that one experience and also just craving it less, and I have heard from multiple people that the shot can be a factor in that, I just haven't really wanted to. So I feel like it's your body. You make your decisions for yourself, talk to your provider, do all of that. But I personally have drank, will drink again, and have had good experiences and not a good experience. So again, everyone I feel like is different though. The next question is, how much weight have I lost? And I talk about this a lot. I feel like it's one of the first things I say in almost every video. I'm about 80 pounds down. It's definitely, I feel like my first year I lost the most, the quickest. It's been a lot slower for me over the last year, consistent but slower, and I am okay with that. I feel like I have so much more I want to go, which sometimes I'm like, I wish it was faster, but I'm really trying to take my GLP-1 medication as a tool to heal past disorders and just really adjust to a lifestyle that's maintainable for me, and that is tracking as much as I can, but also having days where I don't. Like this morning, I made a TikTok of making the Dubai chocolate bar, so I had chocolate, and then I'm gonna go to the lake with my friends and have a margarita, and then I will cook dinner at home, but I'm not gonna track what I'm cooking. I'm just gonna cook like a good Sunday meal, and then I'll get back onto tracking the next day. So I know that like my weekends I could be better and I would be getting to my goals a lot faster, but for me, I just don't think that's like a sustainable lifestyle. I want to have days where I can just enjoy the day, and for me, I think that's super healthy. And so I am so proud of how far I've gone. I wish it was moving a little bit faster, but I am thinking about upping my dose here soon, so that should also kind of increase the trajectory of my goals for this year. I have been trying to film this video for like 30 minutes and I get halfway through a question and this dog starts barking, and it's been going on for so long. So I'm going to wrap up this final question. I'm so sorry if you hear a dog barking. It's not in my control. It's my neighbor's dog and I don't know what to do. So the last question that we're gonna do today is, how do I manage my side effects and what's the worst one that I've had? Sulfur burps are the worst thing to ever happen in my life. I cannot stand them, and I have been on this journey for so long, and if you keep up with my month-to-month stuff, you know that I'm constantly talking about sulfur burps and how I won't have them one week and they come back another week and they are so uncomfortable. I usually get them the day after injection. They usually last like 2 or 3 days, and they're just not only uncomfortable, they make it hard to sleep. They suck. And for a long time, I did not know how to manage them. I just kind of dealt with it. And sometimes it was really hard and really embarrassing and just really sucky. And then I know I mentioned Ploom earlier, but they also came out with a supplement called Belly Balm that you take before meals. And that has helped me so much. I think when I introduced you guys to Ploom a few months ago, for the first time, I was like, I wish that they had this medication earlier, or the supplement earlier, because it has helped me so much. So I've managed my side effects that way. Zofran is always great. I know a lot of telehealth providers, Amble, the old one I use, the one that I used locally before that, they all had offered Zofran for a little bit of a higher cost. I love that medication. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's so helpful with GLP-1 journeys, obviously without GLP-1 journeys as well. But I would just say sulfur burps through and through, the worst. I've also gotten a couple weird side effects recently, which is super odd because I've been on GLP-1s for so long. When I inject into my arm, I get a little spot, like a little red mark for a day or two, which I remember in the very beginning of my journey when I injected into my leg, I want to say, I got like itchy skin. So just a weird thing there. That one doesn't affect me at all, but just a weird one that's popped up for me recently. So those are the first couple questions. I definitely want to incorporate more of these into my channel because I feel like it's a good way to like update you guys and address things without it just being such a boring like month update. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you so much. I'll see you soon. Good. Bye.